you serious? Are you serious? All right, scientist, you're going way too far. You're dipping into the creativity and to the miracle working powers of God, and you're going places that you should never, ever go. Well, let me tell you what's going on here. Designer babies. The technology is now not only available, but the technology has now, a company has filed a patent for this technology. Get a cup of coffee, everybody. I mean, babies are the beautifulest thing. There can't be anything more precious than a baby. I mean, they're innocent, they're beautiful, and they're born just, I love you just the way you are. I mean, you don't need to get involved and start messing with it. But get this. I want to thank Stephen of Oklahoma. I want to thank Sheila of Alabama. A designer baby technology. The patent is being now criticized. A hugely, ethically controversial decision allowing an American company to patent the technology which could allow the creation of designer babies has been criticized by ethics. U.S. authorities issued a patent for a family traits inheritance calculator. What? Family traits inheritance calculators? What is that? Well, what that is not a calculator. It's the way to take your DNA makeup and your 23 chromosomes and systematically analyze, if you mix yours with this one or that donor's with that one, what is the highest probability of the type of child and what it would look like, and its health conditions, its size, its height, its weight, its longevity, everything involved. Well, the family traits inheritance calculator, which can predict from a saliva sample aspects of a baby's appearance and risk of certain diseases, to the genetics company 23andMe. That's the name of the company. 23andMe, or your chromosomes, 23 chromosomes. But scientists describe the decision as a serious mistake. Are you serious? I think so. Because the technology could also be used by IVF patients to select sperm and eggs to produce certain characteristics, opening the doors to designer babies. Now, the company insists the technology will only be used to allow couples to dip their toes into the genetics. Are you serious? You want me to believe that? You think I'm buying that? I've got some oceanfront property in Arizona. From my front porch you can see the sea. They're just gonna dip their toes into the genetics. What? No! To see what the babies might look like. They just let them dip their toes into the genetics to find out what their babies could look like. But one section of the patent application describes the potential for a gamete donor selector, which could allow customers to select preferred donors for an IVF child. Now, one figure included in the application depicts a menu headed, "I prefer a child with." Push the button. Beep. Along with choices including longest expected lifespan, beep, or least expected life cost for health care, beep. Another diagram suggested a choice between the offspring's possible traits, including whether their muscular structure would be more similar to a sprinter or to an endurance athlete. Could also be possible. Beep. Other characteristics could include traits like the child's eye color and whether they can taste bitter flavors, along with their risk of certain types of cancer or heart defects. Although the technique would not be able to guarantee any of the traits in a child, it could predict which from a set of donors would be most likely to give the prospective parent the characteristics they desire. In a statement on its website, the company insisted that the patent application was filed 5 years ago, and that such a system was no longer part of its plans. At that time, 23andMe filed the patent. There was consideration that the technology could have potential applications for fertility clinics to specify the fertility treatment process was included in the patient. Now, is there scripture on this? Maybe. I think there's a possibility. Let's go look at Romans chapter 1, which talks about a lot of stuff. But let me read what it says. Professing themselves to be wise, they became fools. What? That sounds like that might be part of it. And changed the glory of uncorruptible God, and changed the glory of the uncorruptible God into an image like unto corruptible man, and to birds, and four-footed beasts, and creeping things. Now we know that's idol worship, but wait. Wherefore God also gave them up to uncleanness through the lust of their own hearts, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves. We know what that means. Who changed the truth of God into a lie, and worship and serve the creature more than the Creator. We love ourselves more than we love God, is what he says would happen in these last days. Who's blessed forever. Many people are worshiping the flesh, the creature, more than the Creator. Well, what if they start altering the creature to make it more suitable, more glorified, more perfect in their own eyes? Well, for this cause God gave them up to vile affections, for even their women did change their natural use, which was with nature, and we know what that means. Okay, but even as they did not like to retain God in their knowledge, God gave them over to reprobate minds, to do those things which are not convenient. We know what that means. Being filled with all unrighteousness, fornication, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness, full of envy, murder, debate, deceit, malignity, and whispers, backbiters, haters of God, despiteful, proud, boasters, inventors of evil things. Inventors of evil things. Think on that for a moment. Disobedient to parents, without understanding, covenant breakers, without natural affection, implacable, unmerciful, who knowing the judgment of God, that they which commit such things are worthy of death, and not only do the same, but they have pleasure in them that do them. When it talks about death, it's talking about eternal death, or the second death, the spiritual death. I'm just saying, are we so, because you say, well, Paul, what's wrong with this technology? I think it'd be awesome. Really? Well, what are you saying? Are you saying certain people with certain handicaps should be eliminated? That we should only genetically alter all conceptions to be of a more perfect child? Should we create more perfect unions? Select people based on genetics, and certain people we could discontinue them or sterilize them, allow them to have no offspring because they have too many genetic problems within their inheritance calculation, that they will bring too many, their offspring has more susceptible to certain diseases like cancers and heart conditions, so those children should never be born? How about this? Why don't we just eliminate everyone that doesn't fit the perfect creature that we want to glorify? I'm just saying, this is dangerous ground. This is dangerous ground. This is dangerous ground when man starts playing God. Who decides what is the ethical right for which child to be born? Or what if it's, at the same time, eliminate pregnancies of unwanted children because what? They don't fit the criteria of the government? Are you serious?